Hi guys. Hi guys, I'm back again with another video and I'm sick, or I was sick, but I'm almost done being sick, but my voice hasn't fully recovered. So that is why I sound like a dying horse. Although I've never actually heard a dying horse in real life in person, so I don't know if they really sound like that. It's a joke. Anyway, so today's video is something that I have been meaning to make, and I talked about it on my blog, and I'm trying to look in this camera. Okay, we're still practicing, still new to this. So this is something I made on my blog a little while ago, and it wasn't really like a huge blog post. It was just a list that I had created that I genuinely think helped with my self-esteem and my self-confidence in this past year. So since I think November last year, I deleted Instagram and Snapchat. And I deleted Instagram and Snapchat because I just felt like enough was enough. Like I've had enough of it and I've seen everything I needed to see. And I was starting to feel like I was in a headspace where I was continuously comparing myself to these beautiful, beautiful girls and their beautiful lives and their whole persona. And I'm not stupid. I know that, social media is usually the highlight reel for people's lives. Not exactly, they're not going to show all the things that they go through, all the bad things. There are some social media stars, people on there that do show the amazing things and the bad things that happen to them. Nothing wrong with that. And I'm not hating on people that do that, because although that lifestyle is achievable, at some level it is achievable. And at some level that is something that I want. I want to travel and I want to take beautiful pictures like that, and I want to have like the best body I can have, and I want to be the best version of myself I can possibly be. But sometimes you can overstimulate yourself with how much of that you're looking at, or how much of the same thing that you're being fed over and over again can affect you mentally. And I think that's not really spoken about, I guess you could say, because genuinely we all know better. Like, we know better. We know that these lives are, for the most part, generated, and we've seen so many social media stars even admit to it and being exposed for it. People steal pictures of like stock images and try to pass them off as these pictures that they took themselves on this vacation that they went on, when they really didn't even do it. So even those people can't even achieve that level that they're trying to achieve. Okay, so I just want to talk about mostly the steps that I took to achieving more self-esteem and more self-confidence, feeling more better about myself than I used to do. But the most pinnacle point, I would say, is when I got rid of my social medias. And I'm not saying I'll never come back, because I think you have to be in the right headspace when you get on there. And maybe in the future, not just quite yet, but maybe in the future I will be in that headspace where I feel like I can be back on there without it becoming a toxic environment for me. All right, so I found that post that I made. So I titled it "Things That I Did That Helped with My Self-Confidence So Far." So the first thing I did was deleting Instagram. That was like the first thing that I did. And I deleted Instagram after having Instagram since probably 2011. And that was kind of when Instagram was starting to grow and become a bigger social media. I've had Instagram for such a long time that I think it's necessary to take a break once in a while from that. And I never did. I never took a full break. I never deleted the app from my phone. For me to actually do that was a big deal. But funny enough, it was just something I did on a whim. Because for so long I was thinking about it and I was like, oh, should I do it? Should I not do it? You know, but I want to see like my friends and talk to my friends. And I was like, you know what? To be honest, do I even talk to these people? Do I even interact with these people on a regular basis? What do we even talk about? What am I really going to be missing? Not very much. And not to sound rude, but like, I don't really care to see some people's like posts. Like, sometimes you're following people because you just know them or they're acquaintances of yours. You don't genuinely follow these people. You don't really care to see what they're posting. And that's another thing. When you are on social media, there are ways to create your feed. If you don't like to see something, don't follow them. If you don't like to see someone or their lives and it bothers you, or you feel a certain way when you see their posts, you feel jealousy, you feel anger, you feel worse about yourself, don't follow them. Don't continuously expose yourself to that if that creates that kind of emotion out of you. And I understand that there's some people that you want to follow that are inspiring, that are, motivating, but at the end of the day, the base emotion that you're feeling shouldn't be a negative emotion. If you are inspired or motivated by them, it should come from a positive place. You feel inspired. You want to do the things you want to do in your life. You want to achieve things now. Where sometimes you just follow people, and I was following people at a superficial level. I'll be honest. I was following people that I only followed because I thought they were really pretty. And I would compare myself and be like, I'm not pretty like that. I don't have this. I don't have that. My pictures don't look like this. I don't have these features. And I would be so consumed with looking at these features and thinking, why can't I look like that? Or why do I not look like that? And, they're achieving things probably because they look like that, and I probably won't achieve anything because I don't look like that. There were so many weird connections I was making that made no sense, And I don't think these women, maybe some of them do, but I don't think these women post these pictures or whatever in hopes to create that emotion out of somebody. I don't think that that's their intent. I think they take a picture, they look hot, and they post it. That's it. Nothing amazing behind it, but it's who's viewing that video or that picture. It's what is going on inside of them that is creating that feeling, obviously. So it was more what was going on with me than it was what she was posting. So Snapchat, same thing. Snapchat, it's useless. It's useless because, one, people only post the good things that are happening in their lives. And you should definitely post the good things that are happening in your life. You should not ever do that. But I feel like people do things just for Snapchat, or post it in such a cryptic way that it makes them look like they're having fun or they're doing something interesting when they're really not doing anything. It's literally just for the viewer that's watching it, just to one up them or make the person watching it feel jealous. And I started noticing, I'm like, why am I watching these videos, these constant, just tapping through these videos? And I'm like, there's nothing, it's not fun anymore. But then, you'd see the notification and you're like, hey, I want to clear these notifications. So you tap. It's like, what are we doing? What kind of motion are we going through here? And even sometimes I would create videos of my own Snapchats, and in the middle of it, I'm like, why the fuck am I making this video? Legit, I'd be like, why the fuck am I making this video? Why am I putting all this effort into putting a filter on it and making sure that the writing or whatever my fucking quote would be is, cute and clever or whatever, And it was so much time spent on useless things. And then another thing with Snapchat that I am so against, I understand the intent behind it, the filters. The intent is to be goofy and funny and silly, but it has caused such grief among women with low self-esteem and men with low self-esteem and people that are watching themselves in these filters. It creates this weird space in your mind that for some reason you think you look better with a fucking dog filter on your face. You look hotter with a fucking dog nose, dog ears, and a tongue sticking out. Or that godforsaken beauty filter that the second it like comes across you, your skin is just a tad bit lighter, your nose is just pinched and your eyes are just made a little bit bigger. And it still looks like you, but it is like that's the perfected you. And that is crazy because there was a time in my life where I would not take a picture if it was not through the Snapchat camera without the fucking filter on it. I did not like looking at myself without a filter. I didn't like myself without that fucking filter. How terrible is that? And I'm gonna tell you a secret. That fucking Snapchat camera, that is the devil's work, okay? That Snapchat camera is a non-reversed image of yourself. So when you go to the mirror and you look at yourself every morning, you see yourself, right? You see who you are. And that person you see, you're gonna see that person every time you walk past a reflective object, okay? But, newsflash, and I had to learn this too, was that is not how people see you though. You are the reversed image of that. So when you take a picture with your iPhone camera or with an actual photography camera, just any normal camera, you take a picture and watch your image become reversed. And you're gonna think, why the fuck did it reverse like that? Because that is what you really look like. That is what you look like to everybody else in the world, that reversed, flipped image. You don't look like how you look in the mirror. And that Snapchat camera and Instagram's camera do this. You take a picture with that camera, the image is what you see as yourself in a mirror, but it doesn't reverse it when you take the picture. It stays that way. So when you look at that picture, you look amazing because you're used to that. You're used to the features that you're seeing right now. You're used to seeing that feature set up every single day, every time you look into a mirror. But when you reverse it, you're not used to seeing yourself reversed because you never see yourself reversed unless you take a picture. But the reversed image is what everybody sees of you. So they think it looks normal, but you don't think it looks normal. So you can't go your whole life taking a picture through a Snapchat camera or an Instagram camera. You have to get used to what you look like in the reversed, flipped image. And there was a time also when I would take a picture with my iPhone camera and I would be like, this is a fucking ugly picture, okay? This looks weird. Why do I look weird like this? And then I would go into, I don't know if you can do it from your phone now, or you have to go into some sort of app and you can flip your image. And the second I flipped that image, that picture became gorgeous to me. That picture was like, oh my God, the best picture of myself I've ever taken in my life. I wanna post this on everywhere, everything, you know? Only because that's the setup of my face that I'm used to seeing. And I don't think you should hate your face when you take a picture, or you shouldn't want to hate your face that badly. So that's why I deleted the Snapchat app, because I don't want to rely on the filters. I don't want to rely on the non-reversing of the image. So now all my pictures, I swear to God, all my pictures are from my iPhone camera and I don't reverse them. So whatever you're seeing is what I look like. Even videos do that too. So when I'm taking a video, when I'm videographing, when I'm videotaping, whatever, I'm making a video. Right now I'm looking at myself in this and I see the face structure that I'm used to because this is a non-reversed image. But the second I press stop on this, the image will reverse and it'll look different to me. But I'm trying to get used to what I look like. I'm not gonna not make videos because my face is reversed and I don't like it. So I'm still on this journey. So the third thing, God, this is gonna be a long video. But the third thing that I found really helped with my self-confidence is finding an activity that I am genuinely enjoying, like genuinely enjoying. And I've gone to the gym to lift weights, and I've done that whole thing, running on the treadmill and, you know, doing what you're classically supposed to do. That is the classic way of losing weights, is going to the gym and lifting weights. And I'm gonna tell you something. I fucking hate it, okay? I absolutely hate lifting weights. I think it is boring, it's mundane, it is such a low level, in my brain, low level mental workout where there's not a lot of thought behind it. And I find that whenever I go to the gym and I'm working out, like I'm doing my sets and I'm doing my reps or whatever you're supposed to be doing, I don't break a sweat, I don't feel tired, I don't feel fulfilled. I felt like I wasted my time. And I find that because there's so much time involved in lifting, I would find myself spending 2 to 3 hours at the gym if I'm trying to do a proper workout. And I felt like that was such a waste of time. Like I could be doing something else. And then I quit it. And I was like, why am I doing this? This is absolutely horrendous. I don't want to do this. I'm bored. I'm tired. It makes me mad. So I found a type of workout that I genuinely get up in the morning excited to do and to go to. And it's short. It takes me 1 hour every single day. And I'm not just working out for the sake of working out. I am working out to create a skill behind it. So when I joined kickboxing April of 2017, I swear to God, my whole view on working out changed. And let me tell you, boxing and kickboxing, that's a fucking workout. And I can do a workout in 30 minutes and be out of the gym in an hour, including the stretching and all that. And I've worked my bag off. I'm sweating. I am exhausted. I feel like I worked every single muscle in my body. And at the same time, I'm learning how to punch somebody in the face if I ever have to. I don't think you can learn that lifting weights. I don't want to just look strong. You know, I don't want to just look like I can beat the shit out of somebody. I want to one day, maybe in self-defense, I want to be able to defend myself and actually have a set of skills behind all of the exercise that I'm doing. So working out for performance and not aesthetic was probably one of the biggest things for my self-confidence, because not only was my body changing, not only was I proud of myself, not only was I like astonished at what my body was capable of, not only did I feel like a fucking badass, I felt like if in a situation ever needed to be, I have tools that I can use to protect myself. And I think that, to me, makes me self-confident, because nobody can see that looking at me, that, oh, maybe I have these skills. It's just something in my back pocket, you know, back there, that I could pull out if I ever needed. If somebody ever doubts me, it's there. The fourth thing was when I started to, and this honestly all started in the last like year. I just had like a revelation one day and I was like, what am I doing? I want to cancel out all this bullshit in my life and I want to focus on myself. I'm hitting a new decade in my life in a few years here, and I want to go into it knowing who I am. And if it takes me 1 or 2 years, or even 5 years, even 10 years, or it takes me my whole damn life, at least I want to start now if I have that feeling inside of me. So I always follow my intuition on things like that. And I woke up one day and I deleted all my Snapchat, Instagram, and I focused on my exercise, and I started to not wear makeup. And because of how my childhood was set up, my childhood was very geared towards how ugly I was and how gross I was and how unattractive I was. And it gets to you. At some level, it gets to you. There is some little bug in my brain that was planted, that in every thought of myself, you know, the thoughts of worthlessness, the thought of not being good enough or not being pretty enough and not being worthy of anything was planted. I used makeup as a way to mask those insecurities so that I could just live a normal functioning life. And I didn't look bad, even looking back, but I didn't look good either, you know? And there was a part of that time where, you know, if I didn't feel like I had the level of makeup on that I'm used to, I would feel hideous. So I had to keep that consistency. Otherwise, I did not feel like I could even go to the grocery store with my mom or something. Crazy. But it's sad. It's a sad truth. And it's not just me who goes through that. There are other people that go through that. Now that I'm older, I could care less about what anybody has to say to me if I go to the grocery store with no makeup on. What the fuck are they gonna say to me? Say it to me. Let's see, you know? But even now, I can leave the house. You just make a decision, by the way. You just make a decision. I don't give a fuck anymore kind of decision. You wake up, you don't fucking put your makeup on, you put some moisturizer on, you feel, you know, clean and nice and moisturized and good. That's all you need. And you walk outside and you keep your head held up high and you go, I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks of me. I think I look okay and I feel comfortable in my own skin. I want to feel comfortable in my own skin, and I'm not going to give a fuck about what anybody has to say or think. And for the most part, I don't care what I'm going to say about myself either, because we are our harshest critics. Yeah, it's taken some time, but now I can confidently say, I can go have coffee with my girlfriends with no makeup on. We can all sit around and have coffee with no makeup on. We can go out to the movies. I've been to dinners. I've been to parties with no makeup on, okay? Yeah. I feel like my personality, when I have my makeup on, is there because now I can show my personality because I'm not worried about what I look like now. I can be who I want to be. But now I can do that without my makeup either. So I think that was the biggest thing, was that my personality isn't forsaken because I'm not wearing a certain amount of makeup. So that was really big. And I love makeup, and don't get me wrong, makeup is amazing and it is beautiful and it can give you confidence and it can, you know, make you feel good about yourself, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's just, it's the intention. Think about the intention behind everything you're doing. Number 5 is being alone a lot. And I live alone, so I'm alone all the time. But being alone a lot really teaches you who you are and what you're made out of. I've been alone. I've been out of the house for about my parents' house for about 5 years. So I've been alone for the most part of it. And, you know, you wake up and you do your thing, and you don't have any plans for the day. So what do? Your friends are all busy. Like, what are you gonna do? You find things to do, and you learn to be your best friend, and you learn to enjoy your time by yourself. And you go shopping by yourself, you go to the mall by yourself, you watch movies by yourself, you go to dinner by yourself, and you learn to love being by yourself. And I think I can't stress this enough, but if you need to have somebody constantly with you to have fun in your life, you are going to be feeling much more lonelier later on, and a lot more lost, I feel, later on in your life, especially when we get older, when everyone starts to have their own lives. All your friends might get married and have children, or might move to different parts of the world and might not be available for you. Available for you. So, you know, careers and jobs in life happen, and if you don't learn how to be alone and to love being alone by yourself, what are you gonna do? And that's why I feel like you should learn to be your BFFL, and you will find that you're never gonna feel alone. Number 6 might not apply to everyone watching, because not everyone wants a YouTube channel, not everyone wants the same things out of life that I do or have the same dreams that I do, but everyone has a dream, everyone has a purpose in life, and whatever that purpose is, you have to go for it, okay? My purpose and my dream in life is to become a singer, and I want to be a singer, and I want to sing. And without that, I don't know how I'd go on with my life. But for a really, really, really long time, I stopped myself from showing that part of myself to people. That was a secret. Not my family knew, not my friends. It was just my brother and me, and that's it. I couldn't sing in front of anybody. Can't sing even in front of people now, and that's still something I'm working on. But when I was younger, in like 2011, 2010, when YouTube was becoming, it was already, like, YouTube was big, but when I started going on YouTube and I found that more of my friends were on YouTube, and when YouTube became more important in my life, I was watching these people do covers on YouTube, and I was thinking, I want to do that. I want to do that too. Why can't I do that? I want to, like, you know, people are getting famous off this stuff, and they're realizing their dreams, and they're, you know, getting these opportunities from this YouTube. But I was too chicken shit to do it. Up until last November, December, I was still chicken shit to do it because, one, I didn't like how I looked on camera and I was self-conscious. Two, I didn't know how I liked how I looked or sounded on camera either. And for some reason, I can sing like a fucking canary when no one is around. But the second I know I'm being recorded, it, like, there's a constriction in my throat. There's a part of me that holds back, and I don't get to show everything that my voice can do. And that definitely has to do with performance anxiety, and I understand that, and I'm working on it. But at the end of the day, number 6 of this list is to just shut the fuck up and do it already. That's it. Just shut the fuck up and just do it already. Simple. How simple, right? Sounds simple, but it's not really that simple. But it is a decision at the end of the day. You decide what you want to do with your life. You decide the outcome. You decide the path. You decide. You can decide. So I decided to stop being a little bitch about stuff, to stop complaining, to stop finding every reason to not, and to find the fucking one reason to do it is because I want to do it. That should be a good enough reason to do something, is because I want to do it. So I figured out some sort of way to do it, and I realized, wow, I have like 2 cameras in my house and I'm not exercising either one of them, my laptop and my phone. And I would make every single excuse, okay, I don't have the right setup, I don't have this, I don't have that, I need this and this and this and this. Well, you know what? I used to prop up my phone on a bunch of books, or what I used to do was actually get double-sided tape and tape the back of my phone and stick it on the window. So I had, because I didn't have a tripod at that time. And then I thought about it more, and because my parents had a dollar store for a really long time, I got to think of all of these creative little ideas on how I can cheaply make things. Because I used to be really crafty growing up. I used to make weird crafts and stuff. And I would think, hey, how can I make a tripod? How can I stick this phone so it sticks there for long enough for me to make a video without it falling down and I get the same effect as a tripod? Sticky tack and double-sided tape. So I taped the shit out of my phone, I sticky tacked the shit out of my phone, and I stuck it on the window, and I got myself the perfect lighting, the perfect setup without a tripod. And then when I went on Amazon a few months later, and I was like, damn, this tripod that I'm using is literally $20. Okay, enough of the sticky tack and the double-sided tape. I'm gonna invest my money, this $20, into buying this dinky little tripod that has been the best little $20 I've ever spent. And so there was born my channel right there. That's how my channel was born. And I only have like a handful of subscribers, and I thank you for following me and being subscribed. I love you guys, all of you. Had I not started doing that, I wouldn't have even continued to make videos or even tried or whatever. Once I got out of that mindset that, okay, I have to be perfect, because as many insecurities and issues I have, I do have a side of me that is just, I need to be perfect. I'm a perfectionist. I need everything in my life to be at the perfect point before I make a decision or I do something with it. And that is so toxic, and I don't recommend it. And it is definitely something I'm trying to unwind. I'm trying to go back to being resourceful, because I feel like when I was a child, I was very resourceful. I was funny, and I didn't give a fuck about what anybody had to say about me. I lived my life freely, and I think that is something that we, as we grow up, we lose, is that sense of childlike wonder and curiosity and resourcefulness. And every day I feel like I want to be more like a kid than I do want to be an adult. But unfortunately, we grow this way into adulthood, into old age. But we get to choose if we want to become those old senile assholes, or if we want to be young still, you know, young and vibrant and full of life and curious and have that childlike sense of the world where everything is brand new and amazing and great. We can choose that every single day. We don't have to grow old and annoying, okay? We don't have to be those people if we don't want to be, and I definitely don't want to be. And the last thing, this is not on the list, but it's something I thought about afterwards. Number 7 is to come back to the things you used to enjoy as a child. And I stress that so much because those are those years where, you don't care. You just do. So for me, it was getting back to the root of myself and get back to the point of my life where my personality was developing and go back into my hobbies that I really liked as a kid. And I liked reading a lot. I used to be really curious and I used to wonder about so many different things. And now I'm like, if I have a thought, I'm like, I wonder why this is this way and whatever. I make sure I figure it out and I Google it and I watch videos and I figure out the answer to whatever it is, because as a kid, you want answers. You want answers to the world. As a child, you're like, where do babies come from? Or why is the sky blue and stuff like that? And you go to school and you find out, or you go to the library and you read a book and you find out, or you use a computer and you search for it. And I made sure now that I get to really study the things that interest me. So archaeology and science and technology and art and makeup and beauty and lifestyle and fashion. Oh, fashion. Those are all things I really loved as a kid. And those are all the things that I want to make sure I continue to love and continue to explore as I grow up. And I don't forget about the things that I like. And I don't just become like mundane and like a sad old person. That's my biggest fear, is becoming a sad old person. So that's it. I'm done. I'm not going to talk anymore. It's a freaking long video. I don't even know if I'm going to edit this completely or if I'm just going to post it like this and just throw it to the wall and see what sticks. But definitely these are some of the points that helped me a lot with a lot of my mental health and a lot of my self-confidence and who I am as a person now. And I hope that maybe you found this interesting and you use some of these tips and tricks, and hopefully this inspires you to like go on this journey yourself and to not be scared to see what happens. And you never know, you might surprise yourself. It might turn out good. So thank you again for watching my video, and I hope you come back next time I post, because it's been more than a week, so I can't really say come back next week because I can't guarantee there'll be one next week. But come back when you see the notification. But yeah, thank you so much for subscribing, and I hope if you're watching this and you're new here, please subscribe and follow me and like my video and share it and come back for more. See you later. Bye.